Good morning, I'm Georgianne Bender.
And I'm Rich KIZER.
And we say morning because it's barely 6 a.m. in the French Quarter in New Orleans, and the city is starting to wake up. And we've been here for a couple days, and this is a whole new experience.
And you know what? We've really had a great time because we've watched some of the best merchants work, at least from the outside of the business, to try to get you inside. If you've been down into New Orleans, you know exactly what we're talking about as you walk the streets, how they try to pull you into the various shops.
Yeah, it's a wonderful place, and it's one of those places that Rich and I like to come to because sometimes you just need to recharge and look back at the real world and see how people are doing things in their businesses. And we were down here for a convention where we'd spent 3 months mystery shopping their businesses and doing focus groups and one-on-one interviews, so we're all about the experience right now.
And you know, we always talk about Steve Wynn in Las Vegas. You know, Steve Wynn said that you have to create a promise on the outside and deliver it in the inside. And therein lies the key factor, is that what we promise and the messages and the perceptions that we create, we've got to make sure that those are the experience that the customers actually have with our business.
And you don't have to go as crazy as you do in Las Vegas, where you have a volcano outside and then that theme carried inside. I mean, that's a little over the top. It's fabulous, but you don't have to do that. So as we walked up and down the streets in the French Quarter, we walked into all different kinds of stores. We went into Quarter Stitch, which is a needlepoint and a yarn store, and it was unbelievable. You walk in the front door of this little shop, and it's like somebody threw a bucket of color in your face. Whoa! And you don't know where to stop and where to look first because you're just surrounded by fabulous product and color. And they have the thing that we like all the time, the dog walking through. His name is Leif Erikson, to greet customers. So the experience can be a window that we saw in an art gallery that was nothing more than a mirror sitting on a table and 3 clear glass cylinders, empty, but the beautiful elegance of what you saw outside and what came inside matched perfectly. It can be as simple as one store had a bubble machine, so that as you walk down the street, the bubbles led you into the store, and another one had a sign outside with giant balloons on it. It's just doing a little bit more on the outside to get you inside, and then once you're inside, the experience needs to continue.
You know, the store that I guess I got the biggest kick out of was that we walked by and the guy said, "Come on in, it's an experience like you've never had." And when I walked inside, remember we sat down, he gave me a seat, and I sat down. It was a ladies' apparel shop, and then he looked at me and said, "Can I get you a cup of chicory coffee? Would you like a beignet?" What? But you know what he was doing was he was occupying me while they were occupying you in the store.
Yeah.
But here's the full point. The fact is that we create wonderful brand messages and try to get people into our business. The question that we have to ask is what makes you different from everybody else? Because that age-old question, why should we do business with you? It's got to have some concrete answers. And so the question is, what one thing would you do today that when you get a customer to come, they would experience that they don't get anyplace else? That's the golden question.
That's the golden question. And you did not eat 1 beignet, sweetie. You ate about 47.
I ate 4.
What one thing can you do for a customer today to increase the experience? Maybe it's customer service, maybe it's a display, maybe it's showing them product. It's the enthusiasm for your business, the enthusiasm for your store and the product that you sell, the product that you're displaying. I don't want to just walk into a store and see somebody sitting there. I want that explosion of color, and I want somebody genuinely glad to see me, and we bet you do too.
Remember, you've heard us say it a million times. It's a crowded world out there. And your business, our business, all of our businesses change by 10% a year. 10%, which means that what you did for me last year is not enough anymore.
Yeah.
You've got to constantly reinvent. So look at the promise that you want customers to expect, and then figure out ways what you can do extra to make those promises absolutely a thrilling experience and fulfill Steve Wynn's quote, promise them on the outside, got to deliver on the inside.
We have 2 things before we hit it for the airport. First of all, we're thrilled that Meetings and Conventions magazine ran a I guess not a contest, or they had meeting planners, a survey, couldn't think of the word, it's early. A survey, they asked meeting planners to name their favorite keynote speakers, and Rich and I made that list. It was a short list, 82 people.
82 or 83 people.
We're thrilled to be on it. And second of all, we have a book out right now. It's called Jingle Bells, Christmas Sells, Events and Promotions for the Holiday Season. We've written with this wonderful lady, a retail enthusiast, she calls herself. Her name is Deborah Templar, and she's from Australia. And it's a wonderful blending of events and promotions and every single thing that you have to do to get your business ready for the holiday season. Everything from what it should look on the sidewalk to loss prevention.
And I'll make it pop. How many pages?
Oh, there's about 200 and some.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's a
It
cool
is an
book.
awesome book.
So we do have a plane to catch. I'm Georgianne,
And I'm Rich.
and we're coming to you from the French Quarter. We'll talk soon.